Hello, welcome back to Far Horizons Gaming. My name is Ben, and we're going to be continuing on with Suzerain again today. So last time we left off, we're going to be attempting to help out some of the poorer regions of the country instead of focusing purely on high-speed rail for the business interests. So we're going to go ahead and continue on here. Let's see if there's anywhere else to start off with besides the capital. Okay, cool. Alright, let's start off here. Alright, invest in Arcasian company stocks. A personal investment opportunity has been relayed by Mr. Manger. An experienced stockbroker in Ventry City, Arcasia, is selling valuable shares of Armandine Industries, an up-and-coming electronics manufacturing company. We can invest the opportunity, or we can invest or let the opportunity pass. Alright, I have 2 personal wealth. I'm going to go ahead and invest by 1,000 shares. Put all our eggs in one basket, but it might be worth the investment. Alright. Bechtel Sword. Reception at the inaugural ball. I had just finished buttoning up my suit jacket when the doorbell rang. The presidential guard had arrived to pick us up for the inaugural ball. The ball was a 3-decade-old tradition, breathlessly anticipated by politicians, bureaucrats, and the press. All eyes were about to be on me. I called on Monica to get the children ready. Looking in the mirror, I straightened my tie and took a deep breath. After tonight, there'd be no turning back. Suddenly, Deanna hugged me from behind, startling me a little. Monica had fixed her hair into an elaborate braid woven through with ribbons. Papa, Mama told me it's time to go. Alright, I'm definitely not good at little kid voices, but alright. Let's see here. Hello, darling. I'm ready. Where's your brother? I think Frank is still upstairs. She shrugged. It was almost time to leave. The big ball... so mature. The big ball was starting in less than an hour. Now, where's my first lady? Monica came down the stairs. She was wearing a simple yet elegant beige sheath dress and short heels. Her hair had been neatly pinned into a chignon, showing off the pearl earrings I'd given her for our 15th anniversary. All those years she'd stayed by my side. Now we were about to begin the most challenging chapter in our lives yet. How do you do, Mr. President? That's the other lady's voice again. Crap. Whatever. Deal that. Pulled her into a deep embrace. I love that first option, but I'll go with number 2 here. Monica, my love, you look as gorgeous as the day we married. Now there's the charm that got you elected. Yeah, that might be better. I don't know. Go with it. Franck trudged down the stairs. This thing itches. Franck tugged at the collar of his new tuxedo. He seemed ill at ease. Glad to have you with us for this big night. Sure, Dad. I'm just dying to go. Papa, are all these people going to be around us from now on? She pointed at the presidential guards at the door of the house. These people are our friends, Deanna. It's alright, baby. Rip. Shit. It's alright, baby. We're here to make sure nothing bad happens to your papa or his family. There we go. That'll work. Monica held Deanna's hand. Together, flanked by the guards, we walked out the door. Halfway to the car, Frank stopped abruptly and turned towards me. Dad, do I really have to go? Couldn't I stay home instead? I'm nervous myself, Frank, but I'd feel a lot more confident with my son by my side. Frank smiled reluctantly. Well, when you put it like that, sure, let's go. The presidential guard showed us the way as red and blue lights flashed around us. Serge, my driver, ushered us into our armored limousine. The motorcade started moving towards the palace. I gazed out the window, deep in thought. Anton, what are you thinking about? all that's been happening, I'm wondering if I made the right choice.
I know you have a lot in mind, but just have to relax tonight. Just remember, no matter what happens, Jill and I will always be here for you.
Why not Papa fix everything?
Bronk rolled his eyes.
I know you will, honey.
It means a great deal to me. After what seemed like just a few minutes, the convoy slowed to a halt. Serge rolled down the limousine-style proof partition. We are here, sir. Hope you enjoyed the drive. Much appreciated. How are you today, Serge? I am just as good as I can be, but today is your day, sir. I'm glad you are in charge now. You know, my entire family voted for you. Wink, wink. Thank you, and your family. I'm here with all of your support. No reason to thank me, sir. You're the one who sparked a glimmer of hope in us all. Serge opened the door for me. The normally imposing palace was festooned with garish banners that nearly made it look cheerful. A line of shiny luxury sedans stretched around it. Politicians, bureaucrats, and celebrities, the creme de la creme of the Swordland elite, streamed inside the building. Good look out there, Mr. President. See you on the trip home. I stepped out and immediately found myself surrounded by loud voices and camera flashes. Hordes of eager journalists thrust their portable microphones my way. My guards fended most of them off, but one woman managed to dodge them and corner me. I recognized the Source Broadcasting Company logo on her press lanyard. Mr. Oh, God, I'm terrible at lady voices too. It's fine. Terrible at all voices. It's all good. Let's see. Mr. President, do you plan on working together with the opposition parties on the expected constitutional reforms? My administration will bring real change. Does that mean you don't plan on working together? Do you think you share no common ground with the other parties? I didn't say that. One more question. One of your first acts as president was to sign a campaign finance law allocating public election funds by seats in the assembly as opposed to number of votes. Is this a deliberate attempt to defund the Communist Party and the Blue Workers' Party, neither of which have reached the election threshold? My motivations are not for you to know. That might have been the wrong answer, but that's okay. That's enough, ma'am, said one of my guards while nudging the reporter away from me. A path through the crowd is now open, and we quickly made our way to the entrance of the palace. At the same time, a dozen fireworks went off. The entrance was decorated with beautiful ribbons in Swordland's colors, white, yellow, and maroon. A lush maroon carpet had been rolled down the stairs. We entered the lobby and joined the throng of people making their way towards the ballroom. Behind me, I heard a familiar voice. There they are, this beautiful family in Swordland.
Uncle Peter!
Hi, Uncle Peter. It's great to see you. You two are growing faster than I'm getting wiser. Are you sure you've gotten any wiser there, Peter? Maybe not. Joel, I'm still sticking with you.
Happy to see your face, Peter. Evelyn!
Peter's wife Evelyn approached us and shook our hands with firmness that belied her delicate features. Congratulations, Anton. I have to say the results were clear to me from the beginning. There's a woman behind every successful man.
What a gentleman.
Monica smiled at me.
Monica, how are you? You've barely said a word. Oh, I'm more than relieved to have this roller coaster ride over with, but of course, now the real work begins. Ah, yes, managing the help, planning parties, daily trips to the salon to keep best of foreign dignitaries. Don't be so old-fashioned, Evelyn. I plan to use my power as First Lady to advance the position of women throughout Swordland. Equal rights for our sex are long overdue, wouldn't you say, Anton?
Oof. Two nice sexist answers there to start with. I like it. Let's go with number 3. Absolutely, and we'll work together to achieve that. Monica flashed me a smile. Deanna suddenly jumped between us and hugged on my sleeve.
Papa, can we go? I want to see the ballroom.
Of course, darling. Let's not delay any longer. Move to the ballroom. We left the lobby and made our way towards the ballroom. Inside, we were yet again surrounded by a noisy crowd, but this time it was the politicians who sought to appease the new authority in Sortland. I spent the next few hours shaking hands, joining various conversations, some serious, some superficial, and making speeches. We finally settled down at our dinner table with the Vecturns as the band started playing some slow jazz tunes. Ooh, that was exciting. Yeah, we have to get used to it. Well, suddenly a loud banging noise echoed from outside the ballroom, then another one, and another. The musicians stopped playing. Everyone in the room was looking around in confusion. Peter and I turned towards each other, realization dawning on both of our faces. Fireworks? No, gunshots! As soon as Monica heard the word, she lunged from her seat. I threw myself on Monica, Deanna, and Franck to shield them.
Papa, what's happening?
I knew it. We never should have come. Chaos broke out as some guests flung themselves under their tables and others ran towards the doors screaming. Deanna burst into tears while Franck tried to comfort her, hiding the fear in his own eyes. 3 more gunshots rang out loudly. Mr. President, you alright? Carl Greiser, head of the Source Police Force, was running towards us with 3 more police officers in decorated uniforms. They all had their guns drawn. As soon as he made it to us and saw that we were unharmed, he let out a big sigh of relief. Thank God. Status report. Yeah. 1 second, Mr. President. He turned around quickly to his men. Check the perimeter, now! Paul, Janssen, follow my lead. We'll bring them to the safe room. He now turned to Monica, Evelyn, and the children and spoke in a softer voice. Don't worry, the situation is now under control. Please follow me. We promptly followed Carl through the winding halls and corridors of the palace. His men saw their guns drawn, which did nothing to ease the tension. On the way, Peter made an attempt to break the silence. What a fucking night. Yeah, you can say that again. Carl turned to us with a serious face as we were about to round the corner. Quiet, please. Sorry, it's not gonna get nervous.
Peter, shut up.
Carl flipped a switch on the wall and a panel appeared, revealing a hidden staircase leading to a large reinforced door. Inside, a set of emergency lights flickered on. The safe room was comfortable and spacious, with expensive-looking leather sofas. Small security monitors on the wall display grainy footage of each room in the palace. There's a boardroom and a pantry containing enough provisions to last us months. Monica and Evelyn sat the children down and started wiping their tears. Carl stepped away from us and made a few radio calls. When he was done, he turned to me and Peter. So, what's the status? Carl's radio suddenly crackled to life. Every second felt like an eternity as he pressed his ear to the receiver. It fell silent and turned to us. Good news. We're not in any danger at the moment. The situation has been dealt with and the perimeter has been secured by the guards and the police. He glanced towards Monica, Evelyn, and the kids. If I may, sir. Gestured towards a more private corner of the room and started speaking more quietly. This is what we know so far. We have confirmed that 2 people were gunned down in front of the palace. The attacker is one of them, and we have reasons to believe he is working alone. He fired 3 shots at an MP, 1 to the head, 2 to the body, instantly killing him. Residential guards at the palace immediately shot and killed the attacker. He has not been identified yet and will require an investigation. The MP that was killed is identified as Bernard Circus.
Fuck, this is huge, Anton. This will cause a lot of problems.
A lot of problems. Peter pulled out 2 cigarettes and handed me one. He then turned to Evelyn. I could hear him trying to reassure her that everything's going to be alright. Monica was still trying to tend to Deanna as Franck paced the room, mumbling that he should have stayed home. I sat down beside my wife and children. We're safe. I'll make sure everything's going to be fine.
We can't be sure of anything anymore, Anton.
I lit my cigarette and took a deep drag. I was going to see this through and keep my family safe. At all costs. I crush the cigarette in the ashtray. Alright, well that was a fun-ass ball. Alright, well let's check the news here. We're gonna get yelled at for that weird fucking interview earlier, but that's okay. Yep, there we go. First article. Rayne not interested in cooperation. President Rayne shut down the call for cooperation from Franz Richter of the PFJP ahead of the inauguration ball, implying that he shares no values with the opposition. Regarding the remarks of Richter about possible cooperation to fix the current problems of Sword's political institutions, the president chose to make no comments. Richter has long been vocal about his democratization plans. It seems that his demands for constitutional change will never become a reality if we do not see a Richter presidency any soon. Looks like the opposition will have a hard time during President Rayne's term. Okay, so that definitely didn't go how I thought it was going to. I thought our whole platform was trying to bring democracy to this country instead of communism, but whatever, I guess. Alright, MP shot, nation in shock. Sutherland has been shocked by grave news today as an elected member of parliament has been shot dead in a suspected political assassination. Police sirens were heard around the clock today as the whole Sword police force increased security measures around the capital. The fact that such a violent act happened at the heart of the capital during the new president's inauguration celebrations has worried many citizens. The Red Youth is reported to have promised revenge. It seems like it has the potential to be a spark that would swirl Sutherland into the political violence of the 1920s. Nice, alright. Journal. Oh, that's cool, I didn't see that before. Declared my intention to work with the reformists for the constitutional reform. Yeah. Constitutional reforms. I don't know what that newspaper article is about. It's a little confusing, but whatever. Screw it. Alright, read the report from Olzord. Subject: security increased. Security measures at the capital have been heightened after the murder of Bernard Circus. The mayor of Olzord reports that everything is under control. Security around the Maroon Palace has been increased with the combined efforts of the Olzord Police Department and the Presidential Guard. Additionally, the entrance procedures to the palace are being revised with advice from security professionals. The police chief Carl Greiser reported that an investigation has been launched on the murder of Bernard Circus. Alright, so is he the Red Youth? Okay, so he's a communist, communist MP. Okay, that explains the Red Youth vowing revenge. Ooh, alright. Emergency meeting. The mood in the Situation Room was gloomy. My cabinet members were gathered to discuss the shooting outside the palace. Lilius presented the initial report.
Bernard Circus was shot dead at 9:03 p.m. in front of the palace gates. He's an elected independent member of assembly, and as you know, a famous communist.
She spat the last word out with some distaste. Whoops, oh well.
The guards at the scene were 50 meters away and immediately took action by responding and killing the assailant, who was identified as the member of the nationalist organization Young Swords.
Alright, let me look at this one here. The Young Swords is a right-wing nationalist political organization with alleged connections to a number of armed attacks against the Swordist government. So the Young Swords like a fascist party.
The president and his family were they're unharmed, praise God.
So I wasn't the target?
Fortunately, yes, you were simply in the wrong place at the wrong time. The security forces have no reason to believe anybody has motivations to act against the president of Swordsland for now. Investigators are suspecting political assassination since Young Sword's been threatening the communists for some time.
This sets a dangerous atmosphere where the left versus right political violence of the 1920s might spark once again.
It had shown that those days would be devastating. The coups are the reason why our country stagnated for a decade.
Nia Morgan, Minister of Justice, sighed.
The The Red Youth has condemned the killing, but don't stop there. They promised revenge. This one chance sparked further aggression from the young swords. The whole cycle started because Bernard Circus practiced his views. We can't simply look away.
Nia had always been one of the only members of the Justice Ministry truly deserving of the name. She had survived countless attacks on her character while fighting corruption within the ministry, and rising to power had only compounded her sense of moral duty.
Freedom of expression is part of our constitution. We can't have anyone, let alone an MP, shot for voicing different opinions.
This ideology of the Red Youth promotes possesses threat to our country. Just young swords overstepped. Freedom of speech. I fully agree. We should protect freedom of speech.
Our laws do, and for good reason. Silencing voices only results in fear and stagnation inside society. We had that before and know very well how it was. I hear your concerns. Our police do their best to uphold the rights of our citizens. We'll prevent such an act from happening again by making sure our security measures are reevaluated.
Minister of Defense Ida Valencia grunted in approval. He towered over the rest of us in full military uniform, his many war medals conspicuously on display.
Agreed, ma'am. Our gendarmerie will also help boost security in the rural areas where possible. There might be more to come. We should refrain from making the issue a political one from the start. It will only add fuel to the fire.
You're right. We need to calm the situation.
Our government is capable to maintain security. Our job will be to reduce tensions.
Several police cars rushed past the Maroon Palace. Everyone went silent.
Regardless, a full investigation of all involved parties is underway. We'll find the subversives and punish them soon enough, Mr. President.
I'll do my best to help coordinate the administrative tasks.
Justice will be served, and the rule of law will return to this country stronger than ever.
Only if we stay vigilant as a country. We must think about the upcoming budget.
We shouldn't lose sight of our real political goals, like the constitutional reforms.
Agreed. These matters shouldn't distract us from what the people want us to do.
Lucian took some notes after checking the latest newspapers and reports.
It seems that the tensions between the communists and nationalists will escalate further.
It will be very difficult to pass any meaningful change if there's chaos in the country.
Can't pass any constitutional reform in such an atmosphere. No use worrying about it now. Let's analyze the effects first. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. This will be it for today then. We'll convene again soon. Thank you all. Keep us updated. Meeting concluded, and the ministers left the room with concerned looks. It's hard to anticipate what would happen next. Cool. Alright. And with that, I think I'm going to go ahead and end it here for today. So once again, thank you all for watching, and hope to see you next time.